So we're still here in Clovis, California, and we've got this repaired, and you know, it's kind of a mishmash of pipes put together. I apologize for that, but you know, it was so deep and it was up in the concrete. You could see where it was poured into the concrete right there. We couldn't put it back there. It's just not a great place for it. And so we just cut it back and repiped everything. You know, that's your existing valve. So we just put a couple of new Schedule 80 nipples on there, screwed them in, then glued them on. And then of course, you know, we didn't have a Schedule 80 1.25 T, which is right there. This one, I would have liked that, but we didn't have it. No big deal. But anyway, so we got your sprinkler valve tied back in. So that is existing. That's not ours. You know, of course, that's our coupling, R90. Our Schedule 80 nipple, Schedule 80 nipple, 90, 45, you know, that's all our piping. And then, of course, down low, you see there's an 1.25 Schedule 80, 90, and a piece of pipe coming up, the T. And then, of course, that 90 and a couple offset 45s. The only thing that I don't like about this is your pipe, when this was installed, when it was originally plumbed, when they came out of the wall, you can see, you know, I'm trying to stay as level as I can. If you look at the bottom of your wall, which is your weep screed, you can see it's level, but if you look at the pipe, it appears to be crooked. Well, it is. So when they soldered this T on where this hose bib is at right here, so this T right here, when they soldered it on, they took it, and what they did is it's just kind of tilted, like, that's extreme, but you know, it's tilted at an angle, and so we can't change that. There's nothing I can do about that because it's in the wall. It goes through the wall, and then it goes up the wall, which you can't tell. But you know, there's your. Let me get that off of there. You know, there's the pipe, and then it comes up the wall. And somewhere up here, it makes a transition to plastic. You know, and they didn't do a real good job of getting this secure. But anyways. It's back in place. It's just crooked right there. We didn't install the copper. Let's put it that way. We did not solder that copper on there, and it's crooked because it's soldered on there crooked, and you can see it right there. It's just the way it is. So anyways, additionally, we put a new valve on there for you. That gate valve that was on there, you know, multi-turn. So you turn, and it doesn't work right. So we just replace it for you, and we'll see if we can, you know, you can just at least reimburse us for the valve. So anyways, we're going to wait a little bit, take another video. Outside of that, we are done. So we're still here in Clovis, California, and we've got everything tied in. It's glue's been drying about an hour and a half now. So we got the water back on, everything looks good. We're going to run our finger around some of these fittings just to make sure it's dry. And then we're going to go ahead and get some sand back in here. Be real gentle with this. You know, if you're bringing your garbage cans in, looks like, you know, before, no, you probably couldn't bump into it because your post is right there. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why it cracked. The only thing I can think of is the, you know, foundation maybe settled a little bit, pressed against that plastic, or it just got tweaked, you know, during the construction when they poured that concrete up against it. It just put some pressure on it. So anyways, be gentle with this. We're going to get it filled with sand. We can't put this dirt back in there. That dirt, that's yours. You know, we can't haul it away. We don't have a place to put it, or even a place to put it in the back of that truck, you know, or a place to haul it to. I would recommend, and I know it's you know, kind of a pain, but you know, little chunk of dirt at a time. You know, maybe a fifth, a sixth of this container. Just throw it in, you know, your trash can. You know, have them take it away. Don't throw it in the bottom because it's so sticky and messed up. It'll stick to the bottom of your can. But I wouldn't overdo it because this thing right here, they wouldn't be able to. They'd probably break the can trying to pick it up. And I apologize for that. We just don't have a way to get rid of it. Same thing with this dirt. We have to fill this with sand right now. So we're going to fill it up and then take another video when we're done. So one last video, as you can see here, we cleaned up pretty good, and you know, that's a concrete demo. We don't have a place to throw this away. And then we washed off all your rocks on this side, left you a little pile of dirt that wouldn't fit in your container right there, so that's good. And then this is all sand. There's just a little tiny bit of dirt on top that we washed off of your sidewalk, but that's about 360 pounds of sand in there. And I explained this to Ian on the phone that it self-settles, which means if you take this and try and put it back in there, it's going to push that pipe around, and it's going to cause it to separate, and you'll have the same problem again. So you can come back in and maybe grab another couple bags from Home Depot, 2 or 3, something like that, to bring it up. Ian had said you would just go ahead and throw some rocks on top of it and leave it open and don't even repair the concrete. So some more sand and you're good to go. Throw some rocks back in there for your downspout. That way it's not flooding this area. or get a drain out of there, however you want to do it. But anyways, water is on. Everything's back together. Like I said, we did put a new ball valve there on it. That wasn't part of the deal, but these are nice. So you can see quarter turn on, or quarter turn off, quarter turn on. So that's on. Water's on. We washed it all down pretty good, and back gates is still open because your pool guy's back there. That's his truck. So we just washed down the driveway, so it's pretty clean. A little bit in the curb and gutter that you'll have to clean out. Of course, City of Clovis comes by their street sweepers once a month and cleans up. And we didn't, hose wasn't long enough to get out there in the street where the tire tracks had, got some dirt out there, but it's washed down pretty good. Outside of that, this installation is done.